It's every day 30, another nice arbitrarily round number. I really had convinced myself that 30 would be a month since I started in September and September has 30 days. But I started on September 24th and today is October 23rd. So it won't be a month until tomorrow. That's wild to me, but I counted it multiple times. Hello, friends. This is KO from the future, slightly after I recorded this. As I was editing this episode, I realized I had made the mistake of counting the 24th of October as the end of the first month, but it is actually the beginning of the second month. So this, episode 30, is Milestone Alert. Every day for a month. Now, back to past KO. And it also means that I did something in advance. I went ahead and downloaded a couple sound effects and mixed them together, and et cetera, and made myself a little chime for milestones. And it actually plays into what I wanted to talk to today about one of the challenges that I've had living with this unacknowledged, unaddressed trauma. Planning things has always been challenging for me, particularly in the remembering to do things context. And I'm starting to realize that part of this is the fact that I live in survival mode so often, so consistently, maybe always. And so even when all of my basic needs are cared for, in my brain and my body, it still feels like I need to worry about those things. And when you're operating in a mode where you're thinking about, focusing on, being stressed by your immediate needs all the time, it makes planning anything in advance really challenging. In some ways, I think it resembles ADHD because it is easy to get distracted by whatever the newest thing is, because I feel like I have to deal with it right away. It might be important, it might be necessary, and it takes a lot of mental and physical energy to do that. And so I find myself needing to dissociate fairly frequently. But also, with all of that stuff rattling around in my brain, it's hard to concentrate, to think about the future, to imagine possibilities. It is easier to do when I'm talking to someone because that exchange allows me to focus on the person. Of course, I'm also way up in my people-pleasing operative mode, but it makes the planning the most important thing at that moment because it's immediate, because it's working with somebody else, relating to somebody else. It gives me the incentive to be able to focus on it. When I'm doing it by myself, there's so much rattling around in my head that I can't get past to think about what is the long-term goal, what are the steps I need to get there. If I'm not distracted by some other thing I have to deal with, or some other thing that I think I have to deal with in the moment, I'm having these vague impulses of, I should check to see if there's something I need to deal with. I should check my email. I should check my messages. I should check if I got any reaction to the social media post I made this morning. Like, And I have developed coping mechanisms for stuff that I need to do routinely, like creating phone alerts to take my meds and texting myself reminders or keeping notes for things that I need to do in the near term. But I'm always just getting by, moving on to the next thing, and I have not really ever been able to get myself out of that need to be sure that the immediate things, the near term things, are covered and able to then use that energy, that focus, to think further out. And I'm sure that makes it challenging to be around me, to be connected to me, to collaborate with me, especially because it is easy for me to forget things, to forget tasks. It is very much a, if I don't make a note of it immediately situation, it will fall right out of my head. And even then, sometimes I won't remember where the note is or, so all of that, I guess, is to say that this project is giving me excuses to try to learn better how to plan things out in advance, and is also giving me the opportunity to be patient and kind with myself when I struggle to do that consistently. So here's to self-awareness, appropriately coupled with kindness and gentle self-talk. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you again soon.